Well, hello and good afternoon, everyone. It's Christian here again, and I am just submitting my initial video vlog for this week's discussion on social justice. We have a lot to cover for this discussion vlog, and I'm excited to jump into it. So for this vlog today, we have a couple of questions and points that we're going to be going over. The first one being, it says, your understanding of how cultural humility, cultural awareness, advocacy, and social justice are important in the counseling profession. That's a lot to unpack, and for this bullet point, I wanted to look at some of the definitions according to Simmons in our text of what these things actually mean, and then how that impacts or how these are important to us as counselors. So according to Simmons on page 208, cultural humility is multicultural open orientation to work with diverse clients in an open stance. On 196, Simmons shares that cultural awareness is to develop awareness to explore beliefs and attitudes and develop skills. Also on page 195 of Simmons, it talks about advocacy, which are actions aimed at changing the process of public decisions, thus affecting people's lives economically, social, politically, stuff like that. And then social justice is basically the premise that everyone deserves equal rights and opportunities. So these are a lot of big words, big definitions, but how do these, or why are these important to the counseling profession? Well, as a counselor, you're going to work with a lot of diverse clients from different backgrounds that have different experiences, and it's good to be aware of your own biases, of understanding that you might need to take some time for self-reflection and understanding yourself and your experiences in the world and how it relates to theirs. We are called to advocate not only for our clients, but for the profession as well. So we need to understand and step up when there is social injustice for the people that we are serving. So it's good to be aware of all of these things, understand the terminology that goes along with it so that we can get a better handle on what we need to do moving forward as future counselors. Some ethical principles regarding the things that I listed above. So this kind of goes into the second bullet point for today's vlog. It says your understanding of ethical principles regarding cultural humility, cultural awareness, advocacy, and social justice. For this bullet point, I like to turn to Simmons on page 196. When you look at the multicultural social justice praxis, and it kind of lists some of the things, the ethical considerations that you should consider is self-awareness, the client's worldview, the counseling relationship, and then advocacy and intervention. It's good to be aware that we have an ethical responsibility to better the lives of our clients and also understand their experiences and their worldviews, and better to build rapport and that relationship with them, and also understanding when it's appropriate to intervene and to advocate for certain clients or certain groups when they might their needs might not be met. For the next bullet point, it shares that at least one Bible verse or spiritual quotation that supports the importance of cultural awareness and humility and or social justice. So for this one, I turn to Galatians chapter 3 verse 28, and it shares, there is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free, nor male or female, for you all are one in Christ. And I really like this because no matter our background or our cultural experiences, we are all one in Christ. And even though we might come from different backgrounds, we have to remember that we are all children of the Lord, and it's good to take in the viewpoints and considerations of others, especially those that we might not be unfamiliar with. So that's the Bible verse that I like to reference. And then we're going to be talking about some action points, the last two bullets of this vlog, an action you will take to develop or demonstrate cultural humility with your clients. So for this one, an action, I actually like to turn to page 212 of Simmons when I was reading through, and two actions that I think I'm going to start now and continue through the process. And there's a couple listed there, I believe 5, but the two I'm going to be using is lifelong learning this understanding that I'm continuing learning, even once the master's is over and licensure and all that. I'm continuing to learn. And then just taking time for self-reflection on a daily basis to be aware of biases and other things like that. And then an action taken to advocate in social justice, which is our final bullet point for today. And I like to turn to Simmons, page 198, for this particular answer, and some action steps that we could take to advocate for social justice are listed on page 198 of Simmons. And these include exploring life's meaning and commitment, exploring personal privilege, explore the nature of oppression, strive for multicultural competence, work to become globally literate, and establish a personal social justice compass. I think if we look at this outline and what the examples they give in there, I think if we follow those steps and try to implement those into our counseling practice and in our advocacy, I think that we will be able to effectively advocate in regards to social justice. So I know this was a little long, but this is my initial post for this discussion vlog week on social justice. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Have a blessed one.